tankers, it's Stalker13R bringing you another episode of Team Able, Team Anything But Last. The more you try to be first, the more you end up worst. So, have you ever been on a team of campers? You look at the map and you realize 2/3 of your team has gone camping. Well, today it's fishing season on Malinovka, and 2/3 of our team is going to sit in 2 or 3 grid squares. And, here we, on the channel, we try to explain to you how that you can change what you're doing to benefit what your team is doing, but you can't make your team do what you want to do. Because by the time you got a hold of them and explained them, whether you're pinging the map or coming over the headset and telling everybody where to go, and they start going there, well, the enemy team is already there, and they've caught you at a moment of disorganization and disarray, and they're going to win anyway. And besides that, by this point, you already know that no matter how much you tell people to do what you want them to do, they're not going to do it. So it's not going to do you any good. So here we are on Malinovka, and I'm in Tiger 131 today. Been playing that vehicle a lot, having a good time. And, we're a heavy tank, so we're going to go up the hill, because that's where all the heavy tanks go, right? Well, not today. So, by the time I get halfway up this hill, conventional logic would be this game is lost. It's going to be a 3 to 15 loss, and we're just going to get some damage in and throw this one in the fail bin. But if you keep that positive attitude, you move to the sound of gunfire, and you make a positive effect on your environment when you get there, then maybe you'll be able to pull a game out. And as I'm sure you already know, I pulled this game out, or at least we pulled the game out together, working as a team. Because at the end of the day, I really did have an average game. Some of the metal pile was a little high, but, that's just where things happen to fall in the fray. So I'm going to send one call for help. Maybe somebody will take a look at their map and decide, one medium and one heavy is usually not enough to win up here. But, we've got nine tanks down there on that little knoll dealing with the one medium that came across, and, they're going to try to spot across. So I'm going to sit here and just cover this field while they've all got their attention focused somewhere else in case somebody's going to try to move in and flank then. Smartly, this medium has said, I ain't going up there by myself. And even I'm going to send him a note here that says, hey, let's defend this position because I want to see what that low road is. Because I expect that they should already be up here. Since we took the time to stop, they should already be on the top of the hill, and they're not. So I'm kind of wondering exactly where they are. And even that TD that's down below us in the town, they haven't spotted anybody moving up the backside of that road that goes up to the hill either. So I'm kind of wondering, where are they? What's their strength? Okay, so we've got one medium up here. Let's go to T24. It's a good tier 5, but it's no match for Tiger 131. And again, I'm just watching this lower road. How many of these people are going to come up here and try to flank us on this low ground? But I don't have too much time to waste because I've got to get in there, and I don't want this Skoda ending up chewing up some of my medium's health pool, so I'm going to go ahead and get on up there and bully this guy and get him out of the way. Because, we're already committed to this fight on this flank, so we might as well get in and do it. So we have been spotted, there's no artillery, so I'm just going to sit here and, okay, so we'll take a hit from a Skoda. It's not a big deal. At least he was up here doing something, though. So again, where are they? They should be trying to push us. We've been spotted. They know there's only 2 of us. Why aren't they rushing our position? Well, that's because that TD below us, is getting some of them spotted. And they're going to stop and try to deal with him before they come up here. And that's what's going to give us the opportunity to really make some plays. I'm going to get the DPM up in this game. I'm just poking up over enough that we're shooting for commander's hatches. I've got the accurate German gun. This medium that's next to me has an accurate gun. We're going to be able to get those commander's hatch or cupola shots in. And that's all I'm going to try to expose. I'm going to bounce one off the turret there, and I'm going to give him one in exchange. And then I'm going to reload and rinse and repeat. Now you'll see when I'm doing this forward and back driving here, I've not only got my angle armored, but the other thing that does is when you move back and forth, if they've got a shot on your commander's hatch or your cupola, if you're at an angle, it'll move it left to right in their screen, and they'll have to traverse their turret to do that. Now, as I showed in the T-32 video, all tanks, when the turret is traversing, their accuracy goes way down. So if you're just doing the back and forth straight at someone, then that cupola is going to remain in the same spot, and they're not going to have to rotate their turret to try to hit it. So you've got to angle that armor. Even if it exposes just a little bit of the front or back of your vehicle, it'll keep that cupola moving left and right, and they'll have to keep their turret traversing left and right. It'll make your cupola much harder to hit. So even though I'm not using the angled value of my armor because I'm remaining hold down, I'm still being able to move that cupola left and right. And there you saw I moved just out of the way to bounce a shot that was right next to my cupola. And I'm not just broadside in the open here. What you can't see is I am hold down with this undulation that's just in front of me between me and this heavy. So all I've got sticking up is my turret. I've got a lot of health. I'm just going to make sure that I'm fully aimed in and I get the shot to put that vehicle out of the game. So now at one point we had 9 of our team sitting on the little fishing overhang there, catching some fish and, throwing a line in the ice and having a kokanee or something, I guess. And we're going to move down here and we're going to clean up the rest of this game. I'm going to finish on 8 kills and I think 14 or 15 pens. The 14 or 15 penetrations with, a little bit of spotting and spotting assist, that's an average game for Tiger 131. So again, it's just a matter of, are you there in the initial point where you're bringing that health pool down on tanks, or are you there for the cleanup and you just happen to be the one getting the last shot in? That's where the medals lie. Your play should be consistent throughout all of the different games, where you were just having an average regular game or you're having a game where you win a lot of medals. Your gameplay should remain consistent and the same, and it should always revolve around, once I see what my team is doing, how can I do something to enable them to do that better? How can I do something to reduce a risk to them and what they're doing? And not being afraid to, once you're already committed, go ahead and get stuck in and get your rate of fire up. So you can actually change. The point I guess I'm trying to make is you can change your own behavior, but you can't change the behavior of your team. So once you realize what your team is doing, do anything you can to make that more effective or to reduce a threat to them in what they're trying to accomplish. And you'll have more wins. And that's really the point of what we're talking about trying to do here on the team. So it's not that this was a great individual game, and I'm going to go ahead and show this, even though it's got a Walter Radley. I said that wasn't the point of the channel, and it's not. So I hope that you'll get that even though our team wasn't doing what the conventional strategy is for Malinovka, we went ahead and supported the play that they were making, and we were able to get our guns in the game, and we were able to get a win out of, a strategy that oftentimes might not be. Now that fishing spot, as I call it, where they, hang a line over the little cliff into the pond there, that's common to see people fight over when they're doing clan wars on PC. They'll get into that area, and that's the one point on the map that they'll fight over the most. So this is a strategy. It's just not a strategy that's common in the console meta right now, and I hate to use that word, but it's apt for the situation. So just because you see somebody that isn't doing the norm for what is commonly occurring on console, doesn't mean it isn't something that can work. Just get ready to get in and play your part and support the team for what they're doing and make everyone have a win. So thanks for watching. I'm Stalker13R.